Hey guys, my name is Francisco Valenzuela. Today I'm going to talk about my testing strategy at a low budget. I think this is a big topic and a little bit more advanced for the people that are not so familiar with affiliate marketing. But I want to make sure that you understand that we're doing paid advertising here. So if we're paying the platform to show our ads, it's obvious that we need money for advertising. So this is not like free method or whatever you were thinking that you can start with like non-capital. So my business, I started it with $3,000, 3K, and I scaled this to thousands of dollars per day. And by making this money, this is because I was spending more money on ads, okay? So you have to understand that you need money to starting out, okay? But I'm going to talk about how you can start with low budget here and how you can test your ads properly so you don't lose money on the process, okay? So I have my note here. So if I'm looking to the left, it's because I'm trying to remember the strategy that I'm putting together. So the first thing that is super important to understand, we're promoting clickbank product, okay? So if you don't have a huge budget like 5K or 10K to advertise, it's very important that you don't go to products that are super competitive, okay? So what are which niches are those? For example, weight loss, it's super broad, and by broad I mean that almost every person that you know wants to lose weight. So the products that solves that problem has a lot of competition because the audience is super big. So big advertiser, which has a lot of money to spend, go for those niches because they will make more money, okay? So that's one thing. The second thing is, for example, diabetes is another big audience that has a lot of competition. So if you don't have a big budget, you don't want to go to super broad niches because it will be difficult to win there, okay? The other thing is broad niche, don't go at the beginning. And this is what I recommend to all my students. So I don't think it's a great strategy to go to broad niches because too competitive, okay? So I would prefer to start, and for learning the strategy and like getting more comfortable like spending money online, because when I started like spending $100 a day, it was like a lot of money. So I understand that like that mindset of scarcity by spending money on ads, okay? Product with less competition or products that are more niche, more specific, are better if you have a low budget, okay? So what are the products that I recommend that are more niche down? Are the ones that are for a specific audience and that don't have too much competition, okay? So this could be fungus products, like people that suffer from fungus, people that suffer from tinnitus, which it's a disease for the ears. What more? Herpes, vision problems, like those are like niches that you can scale, not so big, but it will help you out target that audience and not compete with the higher and bigger advertiser, okay? So that will be my second key point. The other thing is that when you're testing your funnel, it's super important that you test it out. So you find the things that will, like, you optimize your funnel in a way that will make you money, okay? And if you're not sure if your funnel is a winner or not, it's better to eliminate the variable of the audience, okay? So you want to show your ad to the right audience in order to test it out, okay? So the main thing is that, okay, you don't have a winning funnel, you are just starting out, and you are running to a broad audience. You don't want to do that. You want to show your ad to a specific audience that you know that it should buy your product. Or because if you if your audience is another variable, you will not know if the audience is not performing or it's the funnel that is not performing. So that's another thing. You want to go to audience, and for reaching out your audience in YouTube ads, the best way is to do it by running topics or by running keywords, okay? So that's another important thing. And once you find a winning funnel that you know that it's making you money or it's working out, it has good stats, then you can go and test it in broad. So I think the better strategy if you have low budget is testing the funnel in the audience, like keywords or topic, and then moving into broad, okay? So yeah, that's are the key points. So for you to start running out and you don't have, for example, sales yet, what you want to focus on are key data points that will help you out to take a decisions, okay? So imagine that you're running your first campaign, you're spending your first couple of hundreds of dollars, you haven't made any sale. You want to work with the data that you have already gathered. So we as advertisers, we take decisions based on the data that we launch a creative to YouTube, the market gives us a response, and based on that data, we analyze it and we take decisions and iterate based on that, okay? So the only thing that I focus if I'm not having any sales yet, it's CPC, which stands for cost per click. How much is costing us the click or the traffic for getting it from our ad from YouTube to our landing page and to the VSL, okay? So cost per click is the most important one, okay? And then we have order form impressions, which means if we are running traffic on YouTube and we pay for a click, and then this click went to our landing page and then to the product page, if this person made it to the add to cart button, was like almost to buy, this is a super important data point for us to take a decision, okay? So even if this guy or girl, like whatever, didn't convert into a sale, we know that he was like almost buying, okay? So these two are super important for taking decisions if we haven't made our first sales yet, okay? This is the reason why I don't run traffic on other networks that are not ClickBank, okay? Because ClickBank allows us to see our order form impressions. So if we go to ClickBank and report, we will see how many people went to the add to cart. And in other platforms, we are not able to have that information, okay? So, yeah, so an important thing is only, like me personally, I only focus on these two. I don't care about my view rate, my CTR. Those for me are like secondary metrics, okay? So from my perspective, it's better to see the CPC because this will give you the best indicator of how our ads will perform. If our ad has a CPC that is below $1, it has a lot of chances of being successful making sales, sorry. So that's super important. So yeah. Now, how is my structure when I'm starting running ads? So imagine that we run our campaigns and we're just launching our ads. So we are going to focus on this and on this. So we launch our campaign at $100 per day. I know that this amount of money can seem like it's a lot, but imagine that you're getting paid like $120 for each sale. So you only need like one sale for breaking even. So it's not so terrible to run $100 per day. You can run at $50 per day, but this will give you like a slow traction. It will take you more time to take decisions and to gather the data and be able to analyze. So this for me is like a no. I would not do. I never have done this. But if you want to try it, you are able to do it. But I don't think it will perform, or it will be super slow. But yeah, you can try. So yeah, $100 per day or 50. And my structure, it doesn't mean that you are going to spend $100 for taking a decision, okay? So that's what I'm trying to explain, okay? This will be the next step. So the structure of my campaigns, I launch one campaign. Even if I'm like a lower budget, I just want to focus on one campaign. I will do one ad group, and for the people that are not so familiar with YouTube ads, this seems a little bit complicated, but I will explain more in details in the next video the setup of the campaign, but this is more advanced stuff. And I will always launch 2 duplications of course. Two ads, okay? So I'm going to run 2 ads. Let me explain this real quick. So I want to keep my campaign structure very simple, and if I have one video that I put a lot of effort in it, I create a strong script, I did a great video with great scenes that evoke some emotions on people, that resonate with the audience, my landing page is on point, every part on the funnel, I think it's like decent, I put a lot of effort in it, and it should work, it's congruent, everything. So if you have less money, you will be able to test less creatives, okay? So you want to focus on the script, which is the most important thing, like the ad itself. What is your ad, okay? So I always run 2 ads, and what I mean of 2 ads, it's 2 duplication of the same video, okay? So you create one video, and you are going to launch this video. You're not going to upload to YouTube again, nothing. You're just going to run this exact same ad, but twice. The exact same video, just a duplication. So it will be like video 1, duplication 1, sorry, and video 1, duplicate 2. So I do this because when you launch a new ad, even if it's the same video, it can perform super different from one to another. So it's super important that you always are running like two ads at the same time, even 3. And then start killing or pausing the ads that are performing worse than the other, okay? So this is super important. Okay, so now you have your setup, everything. You launch your campaign, you have your ad group that is for keywords or topic. I will do another video showing you how to run to these topics and keywords. And you have 2 ads, which are the same video, just 2 duplicates. And now you start spending money, okay? So you want to take decisions once you spend $20 or $30. This is a strategy that I learned from my partner, and she's very smart at this business model, and this helps a lot for taking good decisions, okay? So you will spend $20 to $30, and then you are going to ask a lot of questions to yourself about your funnel. So the first question that you want to ask is, how is your CPC? Then you want to ask yourself, how is your action rate? Then how is your engagement rate, which means what is the percentage based on your click that are making into the add to cart button. And the last, it's where it's my traffic coming. Okay, so let me explain all of this. When you start running ads, the most important things, if you haven't made sales, it's CPC. So how is your CPC? If your CPC is more than $1.2, I will stop or pause my ad and I will launch a new variable. I will analyze all the metrics, of course, and I will try to pinpoint what is the problem of my video, why it's having a bad CPC. And that could be based on your CTR, your view rate, analyze everything, okay? So, but if your CPC is too high, 1.2, it's difficult that it start decreasing through the time. So most of the time, my ads start low. So for example, 8 cents. And once I start spending more money, my ad start increasing their cost. So for example, then I start spending 6K a day. and my 8 cent CPC went to 1.2, but I'm still profitable. Okay, so it's very important that if your CPC it's more than 1.2, I would just pause the ad and go for another variation of the ad. Then my action rate. I want my action rate or landing page CTR to be more than 50%. Okay, if my action rate is lower than that, I prefer to do some tweaks. For example, change the image or change the headline in order to improve my landing page CTR. Okay, this could be done by testing super simple, like use the same video, just change the headline and analyze if you improve the action rate. Okay, or maybe you're just in a bad vein of traffic, or like you're just getting like trash traffic. Okay, then the engagement rate, you want to have at least like, my winners look always like 2% engagement rate or more. Okay, so if you're having less than this, I will check how is the congruity of my funnel. So if the message that I'm sending in my ad, the promise that I'm making for people that are going to solve this problem, it's the same in my landing page and in the VSL or the product page. So you want people, if you're promising something to people and they go to the product page and it's something completely different, it's super difficult that people will be engaged. Okay, they will quit and they will like opt out from the page. Okay, so you want everything to be as congruent as possible. And then where is your traffic coming? Your traffic is coming from display or it's coming from YouTube videos. So this is super important because your funnel should be optimized for display, even if you're getting YouTube traffic. Okay, so you always want to have a good thumbnail, a good headline in your video, the description with the link, everything, because if not, if people went from display to your video, this will not convert well because your funnel will not be optimized for this kind of traffic. Okay, so you want to ask yourself, if your traffic is coming from display, how is my ad copy? How is my headline, my long headline? How is my video thumbnail? Okay, so everything is super important. And if it's coming from YouTube, they are just watching your ad or your video itself, and this will be a completely different story. But make sure that your ad, it's always optimized for these two like source of traffic. Okay, so I know that this is more advanced stuff, but I have a lot of people that follow me because they are already running ads. So I think this will be super helpful for the people that are running ads already, and for the people that are not so familiar with this, it will help you out to understand how the testing process in any platforms works. Because if you're running on e-commerce or you're running affiliate marketing or whatever you're running, you just want to understand your funnel and the important data points in your funnel where you need to take a decision. Okay, so that is the important part. All platforms has their own like tricks and stuff that you want to focus on, but mainly it's always like the same strategy. Okay, so this is the video for now. I made a document, a Google Doc, that explained everything that I mentioned in this video more in detail and more organized than I did it here, because this is just like guidelines for me to try to explain you guys in a super simple way. But I will drop the Google Doc in the comments and in the description, so you can have access to that and you can use it as guidelines, because these are guidelines. These are not straight and benchmarks that always you need to achieve, but it's super important for you to have like these guidelines for be able to take the right decisions. And yeah, I think, as I mentioned, like ROI is the most important thing. So if you have a $2 CPC but you're doing 100% ROI, don't listen to anything that I say, just keep scaling and try to make as much money as you can. Okay, but overall, this is what I have seen in the campaigns that I have been able to scale. The CPC, the action rate, everything has to be on point for be able to start spending more money. Okay, so hope that this video has helped you in any way, especially for the people that are running ads, and for those that are not, to understand the big picture of how you can test. Okay, so if you like this video, please let me know in the comments, and so I can keep launching content like this. And yeah, that's it guys. Hopefully that you have a great week, and see you in the next video.